Flipping, this guy's going to be like a tumbling chainsaw.
Exactly.
It's just, we need to get out of there and just take that current.
I just hope that everything we've learned is going to help us here. I'm pretty worried about this first dive. We have no idea what the croc's going to do once we put a noose around their neck.
Team still has to find the right-sized croc to catch. Vince has so much data from small crocs, but tangling with a big territorial male in its home pool could be suicide. Suddenly, they see a croc basking on shore. It's 12 feet long. Perfect. The current is strong in this spot, and they struggle with the noose rope. But they soon begin to zero in on their target.
Put the noose down for it to swim through. It just managed to get underneath the edge of the noose cable. Just completely missed it.
But it's not a bad first attempt. Their calculations on where the croc would swim prove correct.
It just proved to us that it was infinitely doable. They were going to react like we anticipated. We just had to get our routine down a little bit better.
He turned on us, and he bumped it, then moved a bit, and then I just didn't get around it. We've got to go close.
The next day, the Okavango River is murky, but the divers are still on the hunt. This time, their rhythm is in sync. Suddenly, another chance. But it's a 15-foot giant. It could be too big to handle. The sheer bulk of the animal is terrifying, but it's in a perfect position for noosing. Vince immediately feels the burn of rope on his hands. The crocodile heads upstream. But then it turns back towards the divers. They make it to the boat to help, but they soon realize they can't deal with this monster. could capsize the boat.
Back up. Back up.
Vince knows they have a big problem on their hands.
I just started planning the logistics of trying to get this crocodile now that it's noosed, either on board or on land. And even though it would be good data, it was something that you kind of have to draw the line somewhere.
No, not yet. You gotta pull. No, like just keep it like that. We've got to figure out which bank we're pulling him onto.
Slow down.
Slow down.
I think what we should do is let's try and get him up close.
Brad,
Gashi won't work, but
Tight.
take him to the bank.
And do jaws and everything there.
Let's go reverse. Let's go reverse.
This thing getting snapped.
yeah, we're not going anywhere, guys. We're not actually able to pull this guy.
That's fine.
Well, then tie it up. The boat's not strong enough to tie it on.
That's what I'm saying. Let's just bring it up closer. Get it up off.
Go on.
Well, that solves that.
This wire snapped. Look inside there. It's obviously just worked against us.
The croc breaks free.
I recommend next time we get a stronger rope.
No, yeah, it's too big. You don't use croc.
Just sit on the thing over there.
I've been down this road.
Okay.
But anyway, whatever.
The thing is, he was just sitting there, ideal 1-2 noose. And it was like underwater, we just, it's not the same. It's another one. We went down there and looked and he was sitting there. And I sat next to him going, should I do it, shouldn't I?
You know who that is? Mr. T.
Mr. T. How big do you think he is?
Over 4 meters.
Over 4 meters.
Yeah.
It's slightly big for what we need, eh? Let's go and try something a bit
We
smaller.
wouldn't even be able to sit on that thing over there. We've been down this road.
Losing this battle teaches the team a lot. They need to find another 12-footer. This time, they call in a second boat as backup. Brad knows the predator is ahead, but he doesn't know where. Vince feels the line slacken as Brad slows. Divers need to get across to Vince's boat to help him.
Ted, gotta reverse. Adam, gotta get out the way.
This croc may be smaller, but it's a very similar battle to the giant they lost before.
Producing a crocodile is obviously very stressful for the adult itself, and the biggest concern we have is to try and decide when that animal is tired enough to bring it to the boat safely, but also not to make the animal too tired. Once it's close to the boat, the first job we need to do is safely get its jaws closed. If that crocodile does manage to bite into the side of the boat, it could do massive damage to its teeth and to its jaw even, because the nature of the crocodile is once it's bitten to something, it's to turn immediately, and that could obviously do huge damage to the crocodile's mouth or its teeth.
Get tired. Which side of the boat we go? Now it's going to get it up. Up. There's the front face, the top face. You want to stop reversing a bit, man? I know. Yeah, let's cross to the side. Let's cross to the shore. I need another one. Okay. Alright. Ready? Ready? Yeah. 1, 2, 3, and up. We'll turn around. Okay, guys, what do we need to do now? Okay, small.
At last, the team has caught their camera crocodile.
To know that the noosing went so well, to know that we managed to get it in the boat, that croc was very well handled and was on the boat very, very quickly, was a real relief, and also a sense of pride.
We're gonna...
Vince has to gather valuable data as fast as possible.
Filmmaking, can we turn this croc over? Yeah.
The rest of the team subdues the croc by holding it still and watching its eyes to gauge its well-being.
In your box, man.
Without the nictitating membrane, they know it can see them clearly.
The SVL is 169.5.
The little black dots all over the snout are touch papillae, little receptors that pick up vibration and current direction, handy in the dark caves. Vince finishes up and marks the animal for future identification. The team has to hurry to fit the transmitter and the onboard croc cam. This attachment will capture groundbreaking footage and will float loose within 2 weeks, leaving the animal unhindered. For the first time, the team will see what a wild crocodile sees as it dives beneath the surface.
That's what I'm talking about. Cruising, eh?
Vince tracks the animal from the boat using his radio telemetry. But the unprecedented footage shows exactly where the croc goes. The croc rises for a breath.
Because of the stress that it's gone through, it's basically trying to get as far away from the threat as possible, somewhere where it's quiet, where it doesn't have to expend a lot of energy.
But then it swims back into the blackness.
Signal's gone.
But Brad and Vince's glory is short-lived. From what they've seen, when the crocodile is under stress, it heads straight into the papyrus caves. Eventually, the crocodile must emerge. But for days, Vince hears no sign of a signal. Here, the Okavango River is a maze of convoluted, twisting channels. There are also hidden lagoons, parts of the river that the papyrus has cut off from the main flow. Vince suspects that the tag crocodile might be hiding out in a sealed lagoon. So they head in.
This was an entrance to the island.